The biggest lesson I've learned from my time at my old office was a mindset correction. I took that job at midsummer, having been a temp for over a year. A temp is just that, a temporary. Not involved emotionally, financially, spiritually, or mentally. You go in, you work, and you get paid. That's it. You can observe office drama, but you're not a part of it. I needed that distance when I shut my office down. I needed that detachment period. But I was finally offered a real dental home. Unfortunately, I was not excited. For me, it was just a paycheck. For them, it signified stability, consistency, and permanence to their daily grind. To me, they signified nothing. I went in on my first day and they had a cake and balloons for me. These strangers were happy to have me. Those same strangers were also happy to see me leave. I resented being at a corporate job. It felt like I was a lesser dentist being there. It felt like I could never get ahead professionally. Do this, do that. I had people from all angles asking how I was, what I needed, and what I wanted. It was weird. It almost sounded cult-like coming from them, especially from the corporate people and the way they spoke to me. I had support from all angles, technically, yet it was still not the support that I truly needed, which no one at work could technically provide. Help is only as good as it is received. My coworkers were all very different, very interesting people. I wanted to like them, but I didn't actually care if they liked me. And I guess that's kind of what it's like being technically in a superior position at work. People at work are not your friends, but that is exactly what I needed. I needed the support of a friend. I did not need corporate higher-ups asking me how I was doing on a day-in and day-out basis. I needed someone who genuinely cared for me to ask me that same question. I felt overwhelmed. For the first few months, people needed me to be something that I wasn't, which was all in. That job was everything to the people who worked there. It was their second home. The longest employee had been there for 20 years. This place was important to them. To me, this place was a stepping stone. I knew that I would not be there long, 2 years at the very most. That job was a means to an end. I was an outsider with no connection to that practice or to that little city, nor did I want it. I'm a big city girl. That's just what I prefer. The months went on, and they tried to pressure me to produce more and more. That was never a priority for me. I went to work every day in an office that I didn't fit into, or a town that I didn't want to be in. I had a job. I should have been grateful, right? I tried to be. I tried to be grateful and remind myself that I had a job where I was doing the type of dentistry that I wanted. My coworkers got on my nerves more or less, and I hated the hygienist, but I was doing what I loved. My attitude during the last few months was palpable. I couldn't hide my disdain. They knew I hated it there, the biggest non-secret of my career. The Thursday of my last week, I cried going into work. I just hated the drive time. The yellow walls and the dirty carpet made me sick to my stomach. Seeing all my colleagues on Instagram in beautiful office made this even worse. Why couldn't I just work in a nice office, close to home, with good people? Is that really too much to ask for? Was it me? Yes, and I know that. I allowed the demons to control me. And by demons, I mean my emotions. Had I known it was going to end the way that it did, I may have checked my attitude a little bit harder. But why? They still could not provide me what I really needed. It wasn't their job to. It wasn't their job to provide professionally what I needed personally. I really do wish them all well. but even more so, I wish myself well.